Mr. Rudolph Visits Paris, a novella by Valentin Bura. Full text provided for your entertainment and edification. Florentin Tauber was certainly taking his time. 3 weeks already since he was painting Mr. Rudolph's portrait. Rudolph Hecker was patiently awaiting the end result. He was showing up for their sessions 3 times a week. Tauber seemed quite convinced the portrait will be magnificent, a true masterpiece. They didn't have Facebook these days. State-of-the-art photography was all right, yet Mr. Hecker, convinced by his wife's family, especially his mother-in-law, was keen to have a portrait done. "Good morning," Florentin said Hecker. "I brought with me today my wife and my dear mother-in-law, Mrs. Fisher." They shook hands. "I'm Eva," said Mrs. Hecker. "You may call me Petronella," said Mrs. Fisher. "Florentin is my name," said the painter. "How's the portrait turning out, Florentin?" inquired Mrs. Fisher. "Still a little bit to go," Mrs. Fisher said Tauber. "I don't want to sweat the technique and ruin my masterpiece, you see." "Well, you do it properly and take your time," said Eva Hecker, Mr. Hecker's spouse. The ladies came with Rudolph Hecker that day. They wanted to see the half-baked picture, but Tauber denied that indulgence, as he claimed it was highly unconventional. "Apologies, ladies," said Tauber. "We don't show our work when it is half-baked. Painter's superstition, you see. Against all conventions, that is how every painter works." "That's fine, Mr. Tauber," said Mrs. Fisher. "Yes, Florentin, as long as the final product is in fact a masterpiece, as you claim, that's fine with us," said Eva Hecker. Rudolph Hecker was 52 going on 58. He could hardly change his albeit subtle ways. And why would he? Why would he change? He was one of the most successful businessmen in Germany. Hecker married Eva while in his late 20s, a marriage out of convenience rather than love. Yet Eva Hecker, née Fischer, learned to put up with Hecker's independent ways. He would go on business trips all by himself and spend a lot of his evenings in business meetings. She knew everything he was doing, but never asked questions. Well, it was rather Petronella, her mom, who informed Eva about Hecker's ways and methods. Eva Hecker never protested. She enjoyed being rich, you see. By the time Hecker and Eva got engaged, Rudolph was already one of the richest men in Frankfurt. Eva liked that situation. There was little to complain about, from her perspective. She learned to love Rudolph, and she tolerated his subtle mischiefs. "Monica, how's business lately?" inquired Rudolph. Monica was Mr. Hecker's assistant. Mr. Hecker's business, a highly successful enterprise, comprised of heavy industry manufacturing, and the business in question was contracting for concerns like Krupp, Mercedes-Benz, and Schindler. "Business going well," Rudolph said Monica. "I heard you're going to Paris on holiday, all by yourself," she added. "Yes, I am. I was frightened you might be going to Australasia," said Monica. "Where's that?" "That's the piece of land in the Pacific in between New Zealand and Hawaii that is of the size of Australia. They do interesting things there, Rudolph. You should check it out. Maybe next year, or the year after," said Hecker. "Who knows? Maybe. Definitely a maybe. So I hear you're going to Paris on holiday next week," said Monica. "Business trip, dear," said Hecker. "And you aren't taking dear little Eva with you? Why's that?" said Monica. "She's sensitive to cold, Monica. There's bad weather prognosis this June in Paris." "Well, take me next time, Rudolph. I do so much for you, but you never take me places or buy me things." "I'm considering taking you to southern France in 8 months, Monica. Just the 2 of us. I'd really like that, Rudolph. Frankfurt is boring that time of year. I bet you'd like it. Let's see how the war progresses. It may not be safe over there soon, so I cannot promise anything, but I'll do my best." Make sure you bring me a gift from Paris. I want a purse, Rudolph." "Done." "You owe me dinner," said Hecker. "Dinner, right? Consider it done, Rudolph." Followed by wine. "Pinot Noir. I know you love that. Aha!" "And what else, Rudolph?" said Monica. Paris turned out to be quite boring on that day of June. It was, as a fact, cold indeed, much colder than June would turn out that day of the year. Paris was full of soldiers and military troops. The Fuhrer was in town that day too. Never have visited Paris himself. As one could imagine, security was very tight. Civilians had a curfew. They were supposed to stay indoors if at all possible, and nobody was allowed in the streets after 8 in the evening. In the rumors, the French resistance was blowing up train rails and bridges, but the news was not reporting it. Newspapers were all praising the Führer and writing at length about the heroism of the German army. German soldiers were at home in France already. French citizens were tuning their radios to English stations, which were suddenly broadcasting in French day. Everyone was frightened to go out, and the people were staying indoors. Rudolph Hecker found Paris a tad dull, with its citizens staying indoors. He had a few business meetings and attended an audience with the Führer at 11 in the morning, though the Führer did not show up, and his attendants sent the Führer's apologies to everyone in attendance. Then, Ticker went to meet with his guide, Francois, a little disappointed he could not meet with German army officials that day, as he had planned in Frankfurt. He wanted a few army contracts that would boost his income to almost double by his calculations. So he thought, if business cannot be fulfilled that day, maybe it's time for some well-deserved entertainment. "So, how do you like our city, Mr. Hecker?" asked Francois straight away. "Yeah, not too bad," said Rudolph. "First time here?" "Indeed. Paris smells like pussy," Francois said Hecker. "Does it?" "That's not quite a German thing to say," joked Francois. "Indeed," said Hecker. "How are you guys enjoying our guys over here? Are they creating much trouble?" inquired Rudolph Hecker. "Well, you can imagine our citizens aren't that fond of German troops and tanks patrolling Champs-Élysées," said Francois. "But don't worry, Mr. Hecker. I'm sure you'll have a good time with us over here, and I'll make sure that happens," he added. "Thanks in advance," said Hecker. "Yeah, Petronella called our office twice this morning. She wanted to know if you're in good hands, if we're taking good care of you," said Francois. How nice of her," said Hecker. "She mentioned a man by the name of Tauber that was painting your portrait," announced them. "The work was finished. Your wife Eva and her mother went to see it, and they said the work is simply magnificent. A true masterpiece." "Yes, indeed, Francois." "I really hope it is worth 2,000 Deutschmark. He's quite expensive to hire, that guy." "Well, you aren't exactly poor, Mr. Hecker," said Francois. "I'm not rich enough to commission poor quality work, so I only work with the best," said Hecker. "I see. Are you the best, Francois?" Yes, that's what I heard. I heard your agency is the best in Paris," said Hecker. "We are the best in Paris, Mr. Hecker." "I certainly hope that rumor is true and precise. I need best quality entertainment since my business plans collapsed earlier." Then they went for a casual stroll, walking around the streets of the 16th arrondissement, and Hecker was strongly in need for some entertainment of a sensual nature. He did give Francois the hint earlier, but he didn't open the topic just yet. "Hello, Henry, how are we today?" said Francois to an ambulant photographer. "Not too bad, Mr. Francois," said the photographer. "Henry, I want you to meet my customer, Mr. Hecker. Rudolph came straight from Frankfurt this morning." "It is first time in Paris." Henry, "Hello, pleased to meet you," said Hecker. "Mr. Hecker, Henry is an English-born photographer, best in Paris. He's truly famous for his ad hoc portraits. As you can see, his camera is quite state-of-the-art." "Right, nice," said Hecker. "Would you like a portrait done, kind sir?" said Henry. "Yes, I highly recommend his work," said Francois. "How much for 2 shots?" said Hecker. 100 francs, said the photographer. Done, said Hecker. Okay, one with Francois and one by myself. I'm sure your painter back home will be extremely jealous for this, Mr. Hecker, said Francois. Tauber isn't the jealous type. He's expensive to hire and only does masterpieces. That's what I know about him. They got the photos done right there. Then they said goodbye to the photographer and continued their stroll. So how did you meet Mr. Tauber, the painter? Inquired Francois. I joined a Masonic lodge 8 years ago. Good for business, you see. Then 3 years ago I was made a Knight Templar in the Royal Arch, and there a fellow knight recommended Mr. Tauber, who is also a Knight Templar. Right. Yes. Masonry is a good venue to meet like-minded folks, said Francois. It was Petronella's idea, you see. She told me once that all aristocrats should have at least one portrait done. She kept pressuring me on this matter. She's full of brilliant ideas, my mother-in-law. It was also her idea I joined Freemasonry. Well, you must listen to your mother-in-law if you want harmony in your family, said Francois. Francois, please point out to me the nearest whiskey bar, said Rudolph the next day. And the ladies must be top scratch, 5 stars, if you know what I am saying. I am sure your mother-in-law, Mrs. Fisher, will be quite impressed with this, kind sir, said Francois. That's my family business, Francois. Just do as I said, continued Rudolph. No, I meant that. I'm sure Mrs. Fisher would love you heaps for this. All right, yes, I heard you said Hecker. I got just the place for you, Mr. Hecker. That's what I needed to hear right now, Francois. The place is called Pelican Gemini, sir. It's quite pricey. I'm used to parrot. It is a case that makes you better and better on the fact that you can live with your life. Where is the place located? Its location is the 16th arrondissement. We passed by it earlier. We will need to book in advance. Ah, that's a nice name. Gemini. I'm an Aquarius. I hope the girl will be Gemini, though. Monica, my assistant, is a Gemini, and she's quite a doll. And what sort of service would you require, Rudolph? Asked Francois. Would you like to see more than one girl, for example? He continued. No, I think one girl is enough. French, please. Shouldn't be a problem, Rudolph. That's what I wanted to hear. All right, let's make it tomorrow. Today would be too short notice. Rudolph went in by himself. The tapestry on the walls was luxurious, and there was a huge mirror right at the entrance. The champagne room was adjacent to the entrance, but the whole place looked deserted. Not one guest was visible. The inner corridor was dark. The maitre d' welcomed him. I need to see the girl first, said Rudolph. Certainly, kind sir, said the maitre d'. The girl was wearing a stunning white dress. She said hello. Rudolph was getting shy, but couldn't help thinking a range of girls to choose from would have been better. That's how they did it in Frankfurt. The girl told him to follow her, and they went together into the dark bedroom. The weather in Frankfurt was much better than Paris. The two ladies seemed enthusiastic to see Rudolph again. Do you like my new gold watch, honey? Said Hecker. I got it from a Swiss watchmaker right on Champs-Élysées. That's beautiful, darling. That's simply gorgeous, Rudolph said, Mrs. Fisher. Too bad you couldn't come, Eva dear. I would have got you a golden watch, too. But here it is, some Belgian chocolate for you ladies. That's lovely of you, Rudolph, said Mrs. Fisher. Thanks for telling them to take care of me properly, Petronella said Hecker. Then the afternoon came, and Hecker went to Tauber's workshop to see the final product. Tauber's work was truly a masterpiece. Tauber claimed he never got it that well in his entire career. That's awesome, said Mr. Hecker. That looks just like me. It is me, in fact. Yes, it is you, said Florentine Tauber. I can vouch for that fact. Best version of you yet, Mr. Hecker.